Welcome to the second guide on high performance coaching. My name is Kenneth Tomessem, founder of High Performance Coaching, and today we'll talk about nutrition. Now, before we get started, nutrition is a sensitive topic. A lot of people have very strong opinions about it, have very strong feelings about it, but if you know me a little bit, you know I don't really care about opinions and feelings. I care about facts. So the advantage that nutrition has over religion is we can prove it. And that's also what we're going to do is we're going to work evidence-based. We're going to look at the science and we're going to see what works and what doesn't work. So without further ado, let's dig in. In our first slide, you can see there are a few tips already. And the first one on top of the list is keep it simple. A lot of people are always looking for magical answers or secrets or hacks. There are none. Let me save you a lot of frustration, a lot of time. There are none. If you want results, you'll have to put in the work. And what matters is your consistency. So if you can do it day in, day out, you will get faster results. So that's why my advice to you would be to keep things simple. Make it so damn easy that you can do it every single day. And the second thing that we want to look at is we want to look at the similarities between the different diets. So there are like tons of different diets and then lifestyles out there. Some people like keto, some like paleo, some do low carb, some do high carb, low fat. There's so many different things. But when we look at the core of all those different approaches, we see a lot of similarities pop up. And if we look at those, you can gain some golden nuggets. For example, every diet will focus on water. Every diet will focus on some sort of portion control. Every diet will focus on getting your micronutrients right. And there are a lot of differences, of course, different approaches. But if you look at what unites them, that's where the gold lies. So that's what we're going to focus on as well. Then the third thing I want to talk with you about is there is no one size fits all approach. So if you say ketogenic for me did the best work, I recommend it to everybody, it's completely bullshit. Everybody's body is different and everybody has a different goal. Now, for example, if I would be a high level athlete, I will need more carbs in my body because my body's primary fuel is carbohydrates. A ketogenic diet will not help me with optimal performance. If I'm somebody that just goes for a walk every day and I don't do anything else, ketogenic diet might work for me. Maybe, maybe not. So there are a lot of things we need to consider. But if somebody tells you, oh, just take some shakes or do this, everything will be fine, that's a red flag. Don't believe it. Make sure if you're going to work on your nutrition that it's based on your body and on your goals. Then something very important about nutrition, from all the four pillars, this one probably has the biggest return on investment because we want to feel better, we want to perform better, but let's be honest, everybody wants to look good too, and that is where nutrition comes in. You can never outwork a bad diet. So if your diet, if your lifestyle, if your diet is not good and you work out really hard, your results will be suboptimal. You will not get the results that you desire in your head. You will get slowly better and better, but nutrition is where it amplifies those results. So a very important part to keep this under control. And then if I can give you one piece of advice, the last one is just don't follow the hypes. Don't focus on superfoods, on supplements, all that stuff. Stick to the basics. The basics is where the results and where your optimal performance lies. And that's what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you those basics and I'm going to tell you how you can build up step by step. Before we do that, there is something important that we need to know. And a lot of times when people are looking to upgrade their nutrition, they just think, okay, I just need to change what comes into my body and everything will be fine. And if you really look at the base of it, that might be right. But nutrition is much more than just stuff that you put into your mouth. First of all, it has a physiological effect, which means it's gonna support your body, your immune system, your hormones, everything like that. So here it's just, okay, what goes in, this is the result that comes out. So that's very black and white. But then the other two aspects of nutrition, those are what makes it harder to sustain, harder to maintain. And the first one is emotional eating. Nowadays, a lot of people experience a lot of stress, or they have pent up emotions that they don't know what to do with, and they kind of escape through drinking or through eating, which all have an effect on what comes into our body, the calories we take, the vitamins, the deficiencies, all that stuff. So it's something that we have to keep in mind, is why are we eating? Is it an escape? Is it an emotional reaction? What drives this behavior? And then the other part, and especially with the people I work with, so usually business people, entrepreneurs, they tend to have a lot of business dinners or network receptions. We have to look at the third fact, and that is eating or nutrition is a social activity. Even if you don't have those things, just think about your birthday. 9 out of 10, there will be a birthday cake and there will be some drinks involved. Is that a bad thing? No, but we need to manage that. We need to set clear expectations so we can plan ahead and we can get the most out of this pillar. Now that we know what is going on with nutrition, let's make it really practical. So we're gonna work with 4 levels. So the 4 levels of high performance. And the foundation is drink more water, eat real foods. And what I mean by eating real foods is don't eat like a 5-year-old. Don't have cereals for breakfast and then a cookie in between, a big bowl of pasta in the afternoon. That's not how a healthy adult eats. So we want to focus on food that has a lot of nutrients like vitamins, minerals, fibers, all that stuff. And we want to keep it healthy, like non-processed and as close to nature as possible. I am by far a zealot in this. So it's not like, oh, you can only eat organic foods. It doesn't really matter, but we want to get quality foods. So if you can choose between, for example, let's make it very clear, a hamburger from McDonald's or a homemade hamburger with quality meat, the choice is pretty obvious. We're going for the home hamburger with quality meat. So that's what we're trying to say here. And for the water intake, if we have to give a guideline, again, it's very specific, but for females, for women, it will be 2 liters a day, and for men, it will be 3 liters a day. So first level, make sure you are consistent with this before we go to level 2. Remember, we want to keep it simple so we can be consistent. And then we'll come to level 2. Level 2 is portion control. So it's very easy. We're not making things complex yet. We're just gonna make sure we don't overeat. So for the people that know precision nutrition, this is one of the guidelines they use as well. Stop eating when you're 80% full, which just means you don't have to finish your plate. If you're full, if you're satisfied, stop eating. And this will make sure that you don't overeat. If you don't overeat, you don't get that brain fog, you don't feel tired afterwards. So those things are very important. And while we're in this section, if we're not very specific yet, just make sure you increase your protein intake. If you look at the current nutritional behaviors in the West, most people eat way too much carbs and sugars and way too less protein. You will feel if you eat more protein, you will start burning more fat and you will be more satisfied after your meals as well. When you're here, okay, it's time to move to the next step. And now we're going to get more specific. Now we're going to take a look at your macros. Your macros are the carbohydrates, are the proteins, and the fats. And we're going to create a certain balance here. For most people, the balance that we use is 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fats. And that works really well for like 95% of the people. Some people need some adjustments according to the goal or according to their how their body responds to it. But if we start from here, most people can keep this. And then if we look a little bit further, if we go into the next level, we have our calorie intake adjusted to our body. We have the correct macronutrients inside the body. It's time to look at supplements and meal timing. So we can create energy spikes during our day to make sure we have the necessary energy to perform optimal. So for example, if you have a workout, a game day, if you have an important meeting that we need to be focused for, we can use nutrition to perform better in those areas. So we're going to be more time specific, and there are some supplements which are also proven to be effective that we can prescribe as well. Again, most people will start looking for supplements because they want to lose fat. Don't start there. This is the last pillar. Only if you have 1, 2, and 3 already taken care of, then we'll start looking at supplements on how we can enhance your performance and your vitality. So sounds pretty simple, right? A lot of people spend years reading and studying and doing all kinds of stuff to hack this. Just follow these guidelines, and I guarantee you, in 3 months, you will see a huge difference, not only on the scale, but also in your energy levels and the health or the vitality of your body. Now, we know how this works. So my question to you is, okay, what level are you at? Where are you right now? Do you have enough water every day? Do you control your portions? Maybe you're at the macro level. Where are you? Make sure we know this first. Also, for example, if right now you are counting your macros, but you don't have enough water during the day, you are still at level 1, okay? So it's not, oh, I do a little bit of this, but a little bit of this, but I don't really do that. Doesn't count. You need to be consistent in level 1 before we can go to 2, before we can go to 3, before we can go to 4. So be honest, where are you now? Then what is the next step? So for example, maybe we're at the portion state. So, okay, I already eat a little bit less, I eat a bit more protein, but I feel my results are stalling. I reached a plateau. Now, what is the next step? Okay, we're gonna look at our macros. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna find a coach. That coach is gonna tell me, okay, this is what my body needs. This is the energy that I need, and we're gonna make adjustments. But be honest with yourself, okay? Not everybody needs to be at level 4 right now. So make sure that it's something that you want to do, because high level of performance takes a high level of commitment. So ask yourself, is this something that I'm willing to do? Is this a commitment that I'm willing to make? If yes, great, do it. I can help you with that if you want. But make sure you post it in the comments here so we can hold you accountable and it gets out of your head into the real world. And before you do that, I want to just go over one more thing with you, is that there are 3 types of promises, 3 types of commitments. You can say it's a commitment, but a lot of times people say, oh yeah, you can count on me, I'll be there. But in their head, they know I'm not going to be there. I'm just going to cancel last minute, and that's the end of that. They don't want to say no. They don't want to disappoint. And what they do is they make a criminal promise, a criminal commitment. That's the lowest level of commitment. Then we have the second one, which is a shallow commitment or a shallow promise. And that's, for example, yeah, we'll go running tomorrow, but the stuff I don't say is we'll go running tomorrow if it doesn't rain. If it rains, I'll cancel. So my commitment is influenced by external factors. So the rain can stop my commitment. If I don't really feel well, it can stop my commitment. So that's a shallow promise, a shallow commitment. And then we come to the most powerful commitment. It's a powerful commitment. And that's, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'll be there tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. I don't care if I don't feel well. I don't care if it rains. I don't care if something happens along the way. I said I'm going to be there. I will be there. And those are the people that I work with, people that make powerful commitments. So before you write down in the comments what your commitment is, make sure it's a powerful commitment. And I prefer that you scale down your goal or scale down what you want to do so you can honor your word, so you can have integrity, so you can have a powerful commitment. If there are any more questions, post them as well. Don't hesitate to reach out. I am here for you. The group is here for you. Just let us know how we can help you. And I'm looking forward to read your commitment in the comments.